Well, welcome back. This is a sequel to the last video. I was trying to show you how to find saved playlists on the Grottu page. Let's see if I can do it. I think I just remembered how to do it. Okay, so you go to playlist. Okay, and it shows playlists that I've created. And then it says view 100 more, and that's what we were doing. Then it also has saved playlist, and these are not playlists I created, and hit view all at the bottom. Okay, these are just playlists that other people created on YouTube, and I thought were fun. So let's see what you can go and listen to or watch if you're quarantined or imprisoned for some reason. Okay, so let's see what I've got. Soundtrack to Forbidden Planet. Let's see. These were kind of good Star Trek documentaries. This singer, is a YouTube person, Allison Young. Let's see. Oh, how exciting. HBO Max. Hold on. Anyway, you'll just have to trust me. She's good. Let's see. But this is not taking either. Okay, so I'll have to, boy, it's hard to, it's a lot harder than you realize to, okay, how do I make this go away? God damn it. Son of a bitch. Fuck. Apparently she put out an album, but, okay, there it goes. Yeah, she's just some young girl barely out of her teens, if she's out of her teens, and she does these versions of old songs on YouTube. And I think it's great that the younger generation's discovering older music instead of Cardi B and all the horrible crap that their generation's exposing them to.
Every day it's getting closer, going faster than a roller coaster.
Anyway, I think this is a charming singer that you can check out, and so now how do I get back where I was? I guess I'll type in Grottu Orloff. My dog is behind my head. I don't know if you can see. I can't see what's on my screen. Alright, back to this. Back to the important work. Grottu Orloff. Playlist. Okay, so you go to Save Playlist, and you hit View All. Now let's see what kind of stuff. This is all the playlists I've saved, created by other people since the dawn of time on YouTube. Themes from horror movies, Boss Hogg. Someone thanked me for letting them know about this band in an email or a little comment on YouTube. Doo-wop music, TV and stereo vintage commercials. This is like some space alien talking to you in this book. The Law of One. Helen Forrest, a great big band singer. Mod Music, Beach Boys. Monsterama is a great TV show that gets into all the cool stuff. That's what I was telling you about in the last video. Look up Space Age Pop. It's amazing music. And if you actually own a stereo and don't just listen to music on your phone, it will, and you have big speakers, you won't believe the sounds that will emerge from your speakers. Hammond B3 organ, jazz, old cartoons, Super 6, Floyd Dackel, Wicker Man soundtrack. That's the real Wicker Man, not the remake. Spook Show Spectacular A Go-Go. Secret History of Comics. Civil Defense Radio, a Mega Man soundtrack. Monster Magazine videos. Let's see what's in there. Private videos. A lot of private videos. A lot of fun stuff. This will get you through all of these days where you're quarantined. Spring is a band that Brian Wilson. It's girl singers, kind of folky. Brian Wilson produced it. One of the singers is his wife that later was the mother of one of those Wilson Phillips kids. Stuff produced by Brian Wilson. Oh, this is some foreign documentary about superheroes. Carpenters, let's see, Dominic Frontier. Groovy Ghoulies Complete Music. Annette Handshot, you gotta listen to her music. This is music that the band The Cramps covered, or it influenced their music. Yes, that is too. Joe Meek, Bob Wills, Hoppy Hooper. If you don't recognize these bands, just explore, try it out. Golden Records, those are the kiddie records that were put out in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Fun to listen to. This is probably just music that mentions atomic war and the atomic bomb, yeah. Hillbillies in Hell, that's really great, kind of dark country music about killing people and stuff. What else? Lounge music. Dark country, yeah. Extremely trippy cartoons playlist. Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, this is good stuff. I think a lot of it wound up on my music to read comic books by playlist. I love this song, Afternoon Delight by Starland Vocal Band. I know you probably think I'm crazy. It's just a pop song from a certain time in my life, the summer of '76. Let's see. Lux Interior was the lead singer of the Cramps. This is his Christmas tape, so some cool Christmas music from that. He was a great record collector and had music taste very similar to mine. So anytime I find a collection of music he put together, I know it's going to be something I'm right on board with. Okay, so this is Pulp audiobooks, Northern Soul, Star Wars lightsaber commercials, 1977 through present. Early country. Man, I sure have saved a lot of playlists. Animated Star Trek public service announcements. Bluegrass. I love bluegrass music. Civil War music. Christmas shopping. Mr. Magoo. Oh, cartoon modernism. That's great. Ren and Stimpy production music. Okay, this is where you get that great music like you'd hear in the back of a cartoon, or in the background of a cartoon, or if you got in a time machine, went back to like a Sears in 57 or something, you'd hear it playing over the loudspeakers. Radio spots, lots of fun. Raiders Go Latin. Hammond, mod jazz, 60s beat, rhythm and blues, and funky groove. 2.7 thousand songs there in that playlist. That should keep you busy for a little while. She and Him, I love them. Sinatra, of course. Milton the Monster. If you love the Grottu Orloff channel, you'll love the Milton the Monster cartoon. Batfink. Okay, Kamen Rider soundtrack, 1971. Love Kamen Rider. Fender Rhodes, love that kind of style of music. Logan's Run stuff. Yeah, it just goes on probably forever. J.P. Patches was the kids show host in Seattle, Washington. And when I lived in Tacoma for a year in 75 through 76, I saw, I was exposed to him. So that's a lot of fun. I don't know when he stopped doing his stuff, probably a few years after I lived there. Star Trek sound effects. This is just the world of Grottu. This is the kind of stuff. Children's songs about trains. Soundtrack, all that background music you hear in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is mostly library music, kind of like, like the Marvel superheroes cartoons he used. Let's see. Arcade ambiance. Someone tried to make it, this is where you can click on it and feel like you're in an arcade. Say in 1983, someone's mixed together the sounds of all the different arcade games that would have been in an arcade then, and you can crank it up on your stereo and feel like you're back in time in an arcade. Or you can just buy a whole bunch of arcade machines and plug them in. This is probably the cheaper way to go. Scopatones, those were video jukeboxes where you could hear the music, but it was actually, you could see a film loop playing the song. So it was like the earliest, it was like way, in the mid-60s, early 60s, before MTV, obviously. Those Scopatones are also, since it was a machine invented in France, generally the very scantily clad women in them to attract you to put in your dime or quarter or whatever. Dawn of the Dead soundtrack. Orville soundtrack. Boy, I missed the Orville. It hasn't been on in a while, has it? I haven't finished watching the second season now that I think about it. I gotta do that. Peppermint Place was a local children's show in Dallas. So, Mr. Peppermint was the father of Gibby Haynes of the Asshole Surfers. Butthole Surfers, I'm kidding. I never really liked the Butthole Surfers. But I have very weird taste. A lot of people love them. German beer drinking music, very important. Monsters, Bruce Lee movie soundtracks. All kinds of stuff. Vintage educational films, K-Tel Classics commercials. Okay, this is a collection of you can listen. Yeah, there's all kinds of great stuff on YouTube. K-Tel commercials, Whammo commercials. You got to seek this stuff out. Just about everything in the world's on YouTube. It's really amazing if you know where to look. There's a commercial. There's a Greg Garlou RC months. How's there 50 things in this list? Let's see what it is. Oh, just vintage commercial.
For every kid who has ever seen a science fiction movie, thrilled to the amazing strength of an out-of-this-world movie monster comes Great Garlou.
What else do I have? Jim Henson. Yeah, these early Jim Henson films from the 50s and 60s are, pre-Kermit the Frog. Kermit, like an early version of Kermit the Frog. They're surprisingly violent. and wonderful. M.T. Graves was a horror host. World War I films, early reggae. I discovered this early reggae from my wife. The reggae from the 60s, and especially like 1969 stuff from the Trojan record label is amazing. World Trade Center stuff. That was all kinds of horrible stuff. This channel, UFO Cult VHS, you need to subscribe to that. And yeah, a lot of great people you need to subscribe to. Okay, this is old. These are, even though that's more recent art, these are actually 60s records of that have been re-released on CD. Christmas songs and carols. That was that Casper record is something I grew up with. It's good looking through this list. I didn't really remember all of this stuff was there. Far Out Space Nuts. That was the really awful Delta House was a TV series spun off from Animal House. It had a lot of the cast, but it was not as good, and it didn't have John Belushi, that's for sure. This is really good. Bargain Hunters Thrift is the channel. They go into a guy like us that was a hoarder of amazingly cool stuff, and they just take everything out of his house and going through. I mean, he has just the most amazing stuff stashed. This is worth watching. Some German guy and his wife go through and pull everything out and get it ready for sale. It just keeps going. It never ends. Surf music, hot rod music, Latino garage rock. Yeah, these are all playlists created by other people, probably worth subscribing to. You might find playlists that you created. I know there's some playlists from the Comic Crypt of Castle Hills in here somewhere, because he has great playlists. If you go to his channel, you need to subscribe to him. He's an amazing collector out of San Antonio. All right, I get into my Terry Tunes. Yeah, I was going through the Terry Tunes for a while. What else? All kinds of old. I just love this old. Look, King Kong Super 8 fan films. Gotta look at that. Retro cartoons. Yeah, this will get you through this pandemic and all the any pandemics they create in the future. I'm sure someone's working in a lab right now trying to create the next pandemic. And when that happens, you'll have all your food stocked up and your water stocked up, because you'll have learned from this time, and you will go to these playlists, and you will, unless an electromagnetic pulse destroys the internet, you will enjoy watching and listening to all of this astounding entertainment. And you will thank Grottu Orloff for discovering it all for you. I mean, this is countless hours of research and exploration that has yielded you with this. Look at this Ultra Lounge stuff is great. And you will become an incredible human being, because you will have all this entertainment, and your mind will expand, and you will ascend to the next level. So, Part of you becoming a 5D ascended master is going through and listening to and viewing all of these playlists. Damn, there's a lot of them. Oh yeah, David Hansen's an old friend of mine. He created this robot, Sophia. You've probably seen him. He's like a mad scientist. But he's actually an old friend of mine. I haven't seen him in years though. Yeah, he created. He's like creating AI that will probably take over and destroy the world. But Dr. Grottu Orloff doesn't do things like that. Grottu does only wonderful things like creating playlists. Barbara Lynn, she's great. Oh yeah, DC Filmation, 67, 68. You can buy this stuff really cheap now. I even saw it. I saw it in a bargain bin at Tom Thumb supermarket last week. But if you're too cheap, you can just, get it here. Mod Jazz. Yeah, those two words that go really well together. You look up Mod Jazz, and you're going to be happy with the music that you hear. More Golden Records. Music to read James Bond by. Here's a guy that has all this old wrestling stuff from like the 60s. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Gamera themes. What is this weird sound I keep hearing? I think that's coming from my wife's phone. She left it out here. Mighty Hercules. Yeah, he looked a lot like Superman. But the guy that sings the Hercules theme is Johnny Nash, who you may know from I Can See Clearly Now, The Rain Has Gone. That's the same guy about 10 years later. So, yeah, he's a reggae guy. Princess of Mars, yes. Wild Wild West music. Damn, there's a lot of stuff. Hicksploitation. Oh yeah, Vulture Graphics. I think he had 2 channels. I wonder if he's still around. Darn it. He had 2 channels. I think one of them went away. I don't know what just happened. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. I'm hitting my phone instead of the screen. I'm getting punch drunk. Here we go. Anyway, I'll sign off. Take care.